Welcome back, everyone, to the FloTrack podcast. I am Kevin Sully. He is Gordon Mack. I am recording live from Gordon's downstairs due to some technical issues. We're throwing it back to the Olympic trials days, Gordon, when I was downstairs at your house. You were upstairs. I'm in front of your fabled wall of fame here. Those people who are watching on YouTube can see pictures of great track and field moments. First of all, I just want to say thank you for accommodating me. Not only have you given me a space, but you've given me a computer, which was the key part to making this podcast go. So thank you for welcoming me into your downstairs studio. I appreciate that.
And I think the first people are going to ask is like, hold on. If you're in my house right below me,
Right.
why don't we just sit next to each other and do the podcast? Why don't we do that? You don't want to sit next to me and do a podcast?
I think the two shot is key. I think that's what
Got it.
people love. I think they're used to a certain rhythm. I am too. I think if I ever sat next to you, it would just feel weird at this point because you and I alone, we're probably over 300 episodes now. I know Lincoln was in there for a lot of them, and there's been some solo episodes along the way, but we're used to this way. I think we just got to stick with it. But trials and stuff, world championships, will have to be in the same spot. I think maybe, possibly,
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe you'll be in your
Maybe
dorm room.
we'll put our laptops like facing each other, like we're playing Battleship.
Yeah,
Or just in
exactly.
the podcast looking at a camera. That'll be fun.
Yeah. So on today's pod, we're gonna do guess my PR. We're gonna read YouTube comments. We'll talk about the USATF distance classic. Christian Noble going pro before D2 nationals. World Athletics trotted out the mascot for Eugene 2022. But first, we got to do a little fact check here because someone sent this to us. It's a article on Yahoo that includes the following sentence. According to FloTrack, Richardson, referring to Sha'carri Richardson, has topped her 2021 jaw-dropping 100-meter time running the distance in just 10.3 seconds. Now, let's back up a little bit here. So according to FloTrack, so this was us, and it links to a video talking about the Justin Gatlin video where he claimed that she had run 10.3 when he was on a different podcast. So we're multiple levels deep in here. Just want to clarify for the record, we have never reported such thing. We were just commenting on Gatlin making the comment. And I think both you and I expressed healthy skepticism that was the same as a legal, fully automatic timed from blocks 10.3 second 100.
Yeah. But it's great when you see non-track people write articles about track and just casually saying, yeah, it's totally normal that someone ran 10.3. Like, clearly 10.3 in practice is not 100% 10.3. But, hey, I've never been aggregated before in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know how Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo feel,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not reporting. I'm just contemplating. But speaking of Richardson, she's back on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
She said, y'all looking for me? I would say we are. Are we looking for her? I think we are looking for her. Because last time I checked, she's still a track and field athlete, right? And last time I checked, the track and field season is currently happening.
Mm-hmm.
And last time I checked, track and field athletes participate in track and field during track and field season. So I put those three things together. Not seeing Sha'carri Richardson is a question.
Yeah, I want to see her run. I think a lot of people want to see her run. I keep moving the goalposts though. I said beginning of May, and then during the beginning of May pod, I said Prefontaine Classic. Prefontaine Classic is definitely the point when I would say, hey, she's going to run. That's when we'd see her. Have they released the pre-classic women's 100 or 200 fields yet? I think they're waiting on that one. Obviously, the men's 100 attracted a lot of attention, and they've put out a lot of the other fields. But that would be the point when I think we would, for sure. I'm serious this time. No more moving the goalposts at that point.
Do you think she's all right? Here we go. Odds or percent chance. What's the percent chance Sha'carri Richardson runs in 2022?
Any race?
Runs at USA's in 2022.
I'm still optimistic.
So what's the percent
I'll
chance?
say 70.
70% chance she runs at USA's. I'm
Is that
going
too high or
with
too low?
that's high. I'm
Hmm.
going with like a 20% chance.
Oh, wow.
I'm on the other
Going
spot
completely other
side.
direction. All right.
We're flip flopped.
I wanted to run. I think doesn't everybody want
Well,
her to
yeah, I
run?
want her to run.
I mean, if
Everyone wants her to run.
even the people who root against her, I think they want to see her out there at this point. I mean, one of the most exciting athletes in the sport, and after what happened last year, I think everybody wants to see her back out there if she's ready to go and wants to do it. So, yeah, I think my number would definitely change in 2 weeks if we don't see her at pre. Because pre's type of field too, where even if they've announced the field, they obviously can sub people in with the Nike athlete. They can obviously get that done. So fingers crossed, if she wants to run, I'd like to see her out there. Um, we got a couple other stories I want to get to though before we go. I really just, man, I'm excited about Guess My PR. I got to be honest, Gordon. Wednesdays are turning into Guess My PR days, and it's not like we can prep for it because Travis doesn't give us any intel ahead of time. So it's like taking a test where you don't know, you have no study guide, there's no lecture notes available. So I'm a little nervous, but we'll do these next couple segments. Do you want to do Noble first? Do you want to do the mascot or USATF Distance Classic?
About Garcia.
Oh, sorry. See, I'm off with the rundown here. Elias Garcia. All right, we saw him early in the year. We did the deep dive into whether or not his 9.8 was a 9.8. Time eventually got nullified after getting put on the World Athletics website. He ran some 10.1s that were wind legal, and those matched up to what we thought was possible. Now he runs a 9.97. Now this one's windy though, 2.4. But you see this video just completely dominating that field. That one looked like it was on fast forward. My goodness, was that 1.25x? Jeez, that was quick. And he posted the caption, "Legal coming soon. Legal coming soon." Only in track and field would we understand uh, what that means. But
Well,
I
it
think,
could have double meaning. It could have double meaning for him. I mean, because he has the most illegal mark of all time.
well,
The
it's gone. It's gone. You
I know
said
it's gone,
before,
but like that, he's waiting for that
yeah, yeah,
legal crazy mark. But yeah,
yeah,
I mean, he's now run 10:11, 10:23, 10:07, now a 9:97. I know the 9:97 is windy, but it's not windy. It's not like a 5.0 wind.
right,
He's
right.
he's coming into form, and I think he could find a way to make a US final, which would be incredible. To go from like kind of a joke of like, what type of mark is this to like, there's no way, to all of a sudden ratcheting it down to being a sub 10 guy and finding a way to get lane 8 or 9 in Eugene. That'll be incredible. So I hope he does. That'll be a wild story to go from viral, weird 100-meter race to
Yeah, yeah.
making a US final.
Well, I remember we brought this up after the Mount Sac race because he ran really well there, but didn't run 9.8. And comparing him to a time that wasn't legit is just not fair. And he said, "Hey, it wasn't my fault, and it wasn't his fault. He wasn't in charge of the timing. He was running the race." But he did talk about how he had worked the meet last year, working at the meet, and then going from that to running that well in his section. You said, "Hey, this guy could be." I know you've upped the ante a bit to how he could be a finalist. You said he could be a semifinalist before, and I thought, man, might be a little optimistic. But now I think that's possible for sure. And now he's putting in play. You're right. The possibility, outside chance at getting into the final, which you're right would be a crazy story. Just because even if you go farther back and you look at his previous years, there was nothing, no results there that was indicating, hey, this guy's going to be that sub 10. But I'm guessing, yeah, the windy 997 plus 2.4 feels a lot better than the 9.8 where the time, we didn't even, the wind was legal, but we had no idea about the time. There's a lot more certainty to it, and it matches up with some of the other performances that he's put out this year. So, what a voyage he's been on last 2 months. It's been incredible.
Wild times.
Yeah,
That's the name of his documentary, Wild Times. That'll be,
yeah,
because he's throwing down wild times in a wild time.
yeah.
Wild
Yeah. Look
Times,
at that.
Elias Garcia story.
Yeah, I see the NT there from that meet at the beginning of April. But yeah, since then, 10, 10, 17, 10, 11, 10, 23, the 10:03 windy. But the 10-17 at Mount Sac, and then he got sixth in that final, and he beat some guys. That's when you knew it was like, all right, obviously he's not a 9-8 guy, but there's a big difference between being a 9-8 guy and being a guy who can beat top level US competitors. And that's exactly where he's slotted in. So keep an eye on Mr. Garcia moving forward. All right, let's talk about this mascot. Let's just go in order here. World Athletics announced the mascot for Eugene 2022. It's called Legend the Bigfoot. Now, these meets have mascots. I remember in Doha, they had Follow the Falcon, who coworker at the time Lincoln was very into. He had his own his own dressing room. It was pretty interesting. And then Berlino, of course, the most famous one going back to 2009. But I don't know if the goal of these mascots is to be completely terrifying, to scare small children, but I think that might be the result. Like Legend, who's in this video strolling around the woods in Eugene, like he's nice and he's furry and he's got basketball shorts on and he's running around and that's all great. But then you look at his face, and am I the only one who's terrified here of this mascot, Gordon?
Yes, you are the only one who's terrified of a children's kind of looking mascot. Yes, you're the only one. Scroll down on that thread though, and show what's up on the thread underneath this video. Just keep going. Like just put us up on just not the Instagram. Scroll on the thread and see people's reactions. So you got Berlin, then the people put in Gritty. They think, oh, it looks like Gritty from, and then this one there looks like some mascot, Hero the Hedgehog. Who else? There's some other funny ones out there, but yeah, and this one, I like this one, Lamb Chop or something like that. But here's the thing, guys. What are we doing? First of all, mascots at World Athletics makes absolutely no sense because the purpose of a mascot is to cheer for the team that the mascot represents. So, and cheer against the team that the mascot doesn't represent. So, who is this mascot cheering against, and who are they cheering for? Or are people like is like the go-to chant? Let's go track and field. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, why
It's
is there a
cheering for sports?
Imagine if the NBA came out with a mascot and it was just like a big Adam Silverhead-ish type looking creature. Let's go NBA, or like Roger Goodell. Let's go NFL. What are we doing? Why are we having a mascot for an event? Like mascots are for teams, for things you cheer for. You don't cheer for. It's like this is definitely the meme of if you get into this mascot, it's like that Rob Lowe meme of the guy wearing the NFL hat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what
He's cheering for the league. He's cheering for the league. Here's a quote from AJ Galton, fan experience director, Oregon 22. After group deliberation, workshops, and feedback from focus groups, how would you like to be on a focus group for a World Athletics mascot, Gordon? One character stood above the rest with a clear vision for meeting each key deliverable identified. You know what would have been cool?
What are the deliverables?
Well, it says down there in the story, it says it represents the region, appeals to a wide audience, unique, and upholds the big and legendary monikers of the event. You know what they should have done for this focus group, though? They should have had, instead of just, I'm guessing they just had pictures, right? Slides. They should have had a mock-up, like a person in the suit for all of them, and then they come in and then they do the presentation. Like Legend should have had to stand in front of the group and answer questions.
Like Shark Tank style.
Yeah, like who's your favorite in the 4-meter hurdles? What would you do if Mondo breaks a world record? Stuff like that. Like how many backflips can you do? Wind readings. What's your favorite? All sorts of questions like that. And
like how are you going to react when there's a false start? Are you going to like collapse on the ground and be like, oh, not again? Like you need your false start reaction. You need your chasing the javelin race car, little go-kart thing that travels a javelin back. We need you like chasing that around. Like we need to know what are your bits? Like what's your routine? Give us a type 5. That's what
exactly. So, and you don't think it's going to scare children at all because it keeps talking about how the kids are going to love it. You don't think there's going to be any small children who are approached by this
Are
mascot
children
and run
scared
away.
of mascot? I don't think children are
I
gonna be
mean,
scared.
clowns. Where are you at on clowns?
Clowns are I'm in Switzerland. I'm Switzerland on clowns.
Okay,
I'm not for depends on the context. Nighttime, stay away.
exactly.
Morning,
So,
that's fine.
but look, but look at Legend's face. If Legend is coming up to you at Wild Duck afterwards, you're walking down an alley and you see Legend's face. Here's another quote. Only something so special, so unmissable, so iconic, and so big as the first World Athletic Championships on U.S. soil could lure Legend into the public arena.
Do you think
Meaning it was a Bigfoot thing.
we should get Legend on the podcast. That should be our goal
So,
while we're there.
100%. So here's the thing. You talked about mascots are there to cheer for and against. Should countries have mascots? And as a follow
Yes.
up, how cool would it be? Say, for example, during the 10,000, you have 13 different mascots just around the outside of the track, cheering, mocking, and celebrating during the race.
Yeah, and then you'll see like alliances form between different mascots of different
Yeah, I like
countries.
that.
Like the
I like that.
Kenyan mascot and Ethiopian mascot will be like picking on the USA mascot, being like, "You tired?" You know, there'll be fun little the
Yeah, yeah.
Jamaican mascot versus USA. Like that's gonna be a fun little thing. You definitely have like all the like the island countries and like the Central America. They'll like kind of form a coalition to go up
Mhm.
against the USA mascot. It'll be fun. We need man. That'll be yeah. Everyone gets one mascot, and then we just have
Just
like you have
100
like the
mascots.
mascot. You have like the mascot big race that happens at the end of the week, where
Yes.
like if your mascot wins, it's like a 400 or whatever.
Yeah, I
Because
like that.
I don't know if they can
I
do a
like that.
mile in a yeah 400-meter run of all the mascots. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I think it's look, everybody always says there needs to be more people at track meets. And I think this would help
We need
solve
more
that.
mascots. We need
More
more. It's not
mascots.
people. We need mascots. That's
Add 100 more on there. All right.
hashtag grow the sport mascots.
This meet's too big for just one mascot. There's too many
Yeah.
medals at stake for there to be one mascot. And unlikely rivalries would crop up. I remember a couple years ago, Oregon's mascot and Utah's mascot went at each other during breaks, just full on, just
Yeah.
violence. So you could get a lot of unexpected outcomes with multiple mascots. But you're right. We should get Legend to come on the pod or video version because mascots don't talk, but do something with Legend when we're there. I agree.
Who would be who
Wrap
would
it
be the
up.
funniest reveal? Say we have the mascot come on the pod, and it's at the
Yeah.
end of the World Athletics, and we're like, "Hey, man, take off the mask." And they're like, "No, no, no." He's like, "No, you just gotta do it. Just do it for the people." He takes it off. Who would be the one person inside the mask that you'd be like, "Oh my god!" Like, what would be the funniest person to be the mascot the whole time?
Craig Engels.
Craig Angles? I was thinking if it was like Carl Lewis, that would be
Mm,
funny.
Vinland
Yelling her
Anna.
up. Or if it was Sha'carri. What if it's Sha'carri? What if Sha'carri's like, you guys trying to find me? I was the mascot the whole time. That's who it should be.
I
Sha'carri
do want to
Richardson,
see the.
legend
I want to know
mascot.
the. I want to know the tryout procedure. I think that's something we need to dig into too as we get close. Like, have they named? Is the person who was doing it in the video the person who's going to be doing it for Eugene, or
You looking
is
for some
there?
side work, Kevin? Is that what's going on?
Is there? Hey, I might know a guy. All right, let's keep going. Christian Noble, D2 star, D2 record holder, signs with New Balance. And this is obviously interesting because the Division II season is not over yet. They have their national championship at the end of May, joining the group in Boston, coached by Mark Coogan. And the timing, Gordon, I've been trying to figure this out. I've been scratching my head a lot because we've gone through a couple different phases here. We've gone through the traditional track athlete goes pro at the end of the season. Then a couple years ago, we saw a few high profile track athletes go pro in indoors. You're like, that's in the middle of the season, but outdoors is the focus. So if you look at it from that perspective, all right, strange, not crazy. Then we saw, was it earlier this season? correct? Wesley Kiptoo goes pro in the middle to early portion of outdoors. And now we have this next phase, which is an athlete going pro with one meet basically left in the season. And I'm not sure, like from the athlete perspective, I get it. If someone's going to pay you to run, jump, throw, do it, take the money 10 times out of 10. I don't really get it from the perspective of the company that's signing the athlete. I could see it if the college season was overlapping a national championship or overlapping the Olympics or world championships, but I don't understand the shoe company's incentive to lock somebody up right now unless they're worried that, hey, this athlete's going to do something so crazy at their college championships that the price of them is going to go through the roof. But you've thought about this as well. What do you think the reasoning is behind this? And do you think we'll see more of it?
Well, first of all, he mentioned in his Instagram post that he's only been focused on USA's this whole time. But I looked at his like NCAA championships. How many times do you think he's won an NCAA title individually?
3.
He's won 2, and both of them were indoors in 2021. He was DQ'd indoors this year. He was DNF outdoors last year twice. So he hasn't like, it's not like he's coming out like I've won every NCAA title I could have won.
He's got
like,
records though.
I need
Got a lot of records.
But he has all the records. That's
Yep.
for sure. He has all the records. So it is kind of weird that like he just, I think maybe he doesn't care. Like I don't know, but he said in his post that the focus has always been USA's, but I think he might not just care about winning a D2 title because
Yeah, that's
let's
fine.
be honest,
That's
like
fine.
who's going to challenge him in a D2 title? I think someone like Abdi Hamid Nur would rather like go up against, the best of the best at NCAA D1 and like that might feel more than Noble. I mean, Noble's going to beat everyone by like 2 seconds. So he's probably like, all right, this is a formality.
Yeah, but
I'm in my
I'm
best shape.
asking.
I'm in my life. And I might as well take advantage of it. However,
I get it from his
just
perspective. I'm saying from the other perspective, why would they need to sign him now? Why wouldn't you want to wait a little bit and have more options on who you could sign?
well, maybe they have like they wanted to kind of pressure him to be like take it or leave it, and it was a negotiation tactic. And it's like this won't be here after NCAAs
Yeah,
because we're gonna want to focus. But it was probably I don't know. That's kind of bullshit. But also like, are people like clamoring for the one New Balance kit in the International 1500 at Prefontaine Classic?
well, that's what I was wondering because I was
No,
looking at
like
which
it's
meets.
like
It does. D2 Nationals does overlap with pre, and he's scheduled to run in pre. But yeah, that's not the same as running USA's. That's not the
yeah.
same as running, obviously, in a diamond league like main event Olympic. I mean, it's a diamond league, but it's going to be the international mile. It's not Bowerman mile. That's the part where I get stuck on.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason. It's weird. It kind of sucks, right? It's like, all right, why did you come back to, I mean, hey, some people just are different. Some people really love every opportunity to run an NCAA championship, and some people, it's
Mhm.
okay. It's like, it's not the end of the world. I mean, he's already had the experience of winning an NCAA title, albeit he's never won an outdoor NCAA title, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
He's only won indoor. But I don't know. It's just
So
kind of
what?
weird. He deserves it. For the record, he deserves the contract. He's one of the best
Yeah,
1500
take
meter
the
runners
money.
in the
No, I don't.
country,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
US.
Take them.
Like he could low key make the team this year. He's run 336 flat. Like I said, the men's 1500 is wide open. It's just
Yeah.
Hawker is really the only known. Cooper Tier's a maybe. Centro's an unknown. Cooper Tier's
So you
not a
think
maybe.
that's
It's
what
a
they're
maybe if he
looking at,
runs it.
though? You think that's what they're looking at? They're looking this far ahead, and they're like, "Hey, we need to sign him now because if we wait until after D2 Nationals, another company might swoop in and try to get him before USA's." Do you think that's what the thought process is?
Maybe. I'm sure. Yeah, I could see that.
All right, I got 2 follow-ups on this. One, How excited is the number 2 seed in D2 to wake up to this news or just log on to Instagram and be like, "Wait, what? Now? Are you serious? Pro? For real? I don't have to run against this guy? This is a gift. Oh my goodness." And 2,
So
do you think
big ups, Aaron All of Simon Fraser, who's run 3:39.9, basically 4 seconds slower than him. And
there
in
you
the
go.
5K, Isaac Harding, Grand Valley State, who's run 13:34, 10 seconds slower than Noble in the 5K.
Mhm.
And the steeple, he's a steepler too. So who's also happy for the steeple perspective?
Yeah.
Um, Clement Dugo of Adams State, who's actually pretty good. But
Yeah,
anyway,
all those guys are good, but it's just great. It's great to not have the record holder in your event if you can avoid it. Last point on this. So we've seen people go pro during indoors. We've seen people go pro at the beginning of outdoors. We've seen people go pro right before nationals outdoors. How far away are we from someone going pro after the first round of the NCAA championships?
that would be like after prelims.
Yeah, they go pro in the mix
Like,
zone.
see, yeah, go pro in the mix zone. I'm doing it. How fast would you need to run? Would it be like you're, you're in like the 100 and you run like 9.6 and you're like, all right, guys, I'm not coming back for NCAA final. I just ran 9.6. All right, pay me.
Well,
Right?
I mean, like Grant Holloway could have gone pro after the first. It's not just that one prelim; it's everything that comes before it. I'm just saying, who would who'd be like, I'm not going to risk it. Don't want to risk it
Yeah.
anymore. I'm done.
Well, I think the argument also is there's incentive for the shoe company to be able to sign the NCAA champion, not the
Yeah,
eventual NCAA champion. So
right.
Christian Noble might be a little more. I mean, it is D2, so they probably look at it differently. Unfortunately, hey, I'm not for that. D3 athlete myself. Respect D2, D3 athletes. Um, but you think a shoe company wants to be able to say, we just signed this NCAA champion, not this NCAA leading runner.
Yeah, yeah. The only thought I have is that they thought there was going to be immense competition for him after D2 nationals to try to sign him, and they wanted to sign him now. And from his perspective, again, to reiterate, I get it. I understand why he would do it. If someone's going to pay you to run, take it. Don't wait. Sure thing. Go with it. It's from the company perspective is where it gets interesting. Some of those other decisions in the past, you're wondering it from the athlete side of things, but this one, I'm wondering it from the shoe company side of things. Okay, let's move on. Give me your best 3-minute preview, Gordon, of the USATF Distance Classic, which takes place on Thursday night. What are some events and athletes we should watch in this meet?
So they're only running the 8, 15 steeple, and 5K. 800's interesting because you got Isaiah Jewett, Charlie Hunter, Isaiah Harris, Saruni, Brandon McBride, Brandon Kidder. You got some Cooper Tears in that mix, and Colin Solomon, who's run 148. So I'm excited to see how Solomon does against these pros. I'm not expecting Solomon to do anything crazy, but Solomon could go out there and run a 147, maybe flirt with the high school record. But I'm also more interested to see who from this U.S. list of the Jewetts, the Harrises, the
Mhm.
Kidders of this world, if they come out and throw down a good time to kind of add to the list of potential world championship qualifiers. Because right now, Clayton Murphy is the only true guy we know is probably going to make the team, and it's
Mm.
pretty much an unknown. Uh,
Hopple?
Also, I'm excited about the men's 15. Hawker's running, Colby Alexander, Henry Wynn, Hobbs Kessler, Johnny Gregoric, Vincent Sietti. I could go on and on and on. Mo Ahmed, Josh Thompson, Grijalva, Prakel. Big list, right?
Yeah.
This I'm excited because Hawker, you have Hawker, you know what he's going to do. But we need some of these US 1500 meter men to put together a fast time. We thought we might have that at the Sound running meet. Turned out to be slow. They ran 338, 339. Can we get a 334 type race? We know they can do it because all of them have seed times in 334, 335 range, but no one's done it. The men's 1500 is wide open outside of Hawker. Just kind of excited to see if there's another person who just goes out there, runs 334. We're like, all right,
Mhm.
we know what you can do. And then I'm also kind of excited for Cooper Tier because he's entered in the 800 and then he's also entered in the 5,000. Now, why is he doing 8
Classic.
5K double? I don't know, but I do know this. That 5K, very weak field, and you get $2,000 for winning a race. So maybe Cooper's like, hey, I'm here to do an 800, but I'll do a 5K, beat a Ben Flanagan or Willie Fink, and just go home with an extra $2,000. So Cooper Tier is
Mhm.
probably the only one there who's like not here for like the competition or like get ready and prove
Mhm.
myself to make USAs. He's here like, oh, I can get 10,000. I can get $2,000 for running 12 and a half laps. What is that? 2,000 divided by 12.5. That's $160 a lap. Yeah, I'll do that. Would you run for 100? Would you run a 13:10 pace for 160
This-
bucks a
Yeah,
lap?
I
You can do
would, but
that.
it's not as impressive as those stats where it's like every second that LeBron James is on the court, he makes
That's true.
$500,000. It's like a lap for $120. All right, I'm looking at the women's side of things. Women's 15, Klosterhoffen, Osiken, Schlachterhoffen, Emma Coburn is in there. Danny Jones as well. That could be a good one to watch. Uh, women's 800. You got 4 people listed with sub 2 PBs in Sutherland, Green, Kelly, and Johnson. Lori Barton is in there as well. So yeah, this could be a pretty interesting meet heading into the weekend. And then we'll do the Birmingham Diamond League preview on Friday's pod. So for those of you who tuned in looking for that, that's on Friday. So we have another day to wait on that. And the reason is because you know how diamond leagues are, or every meet is with scratches. So there's nothing as a track and field podcaster, writer, there's nothing more frustrating
Potential
than
mascot.
potential mascot. There's nothing more frustrating than doing a segment or writing a preview and then 6 hours later realizing that the main focus of that preview or of that podcast has scratched. And it's probably happened to me, oh, I don't know, 40% of the time I do stuff. So if you wait longer, you can get more information about who's in there. And that's what we will do. So you've had that happen, right, Gordon? Not fun.
Yeah. I just I just don't post it then. I just like I've done that. Yeah, yeah.
I just
Just
delete
I
mass
just throw
amounts
my
of pressure.
laptop away.
Yeah, because listen, I mean, I guess you could have a late injury scratch in an NFL game, but it's not as if the Cowboys just aren't going to show up on Sunday. There'll still be people
Yeah.
wearing Cowboys jerseys, but you're right about one
Well, no,
person.
the
They're not
big
there.
thing is you're going to know a week out that the quarterback is questionable. So there's
Sure, sure.
no injury report in track and field,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
All right. It's time. It is time for our new favorite segment. That's right. Guess My PR. Producer Colt is going to help us through this segment. Gordon, can you read what we're supposed to read about Guess My PR, like how people can submit it, what they send it to, all that stuff like that?
So to participate, you can leave a comment on YouTube, or ideally, the best way to really get our attention is email the podcast, FloTrack Podcast at gmail.com. You message us and basically tell us your workouts, maybe send in a photo, a Strava screenshot, a video
Mm-hmm.
might even help. And then kind of don't put the PR kind of hidden at the bottom of the email. Don't put it in the first line. Someone will open it up and say in the headline that this is a Guess My PR
Guess My
submission
PR. Yeah,
because
yeah.
we don't want to open the email accidentally and then ruin the whole purpose. So we have someone else
Yep.
open it for us to make sure we're good. So yeah, and then we'll guess it.
All right, guys, you
Colt.
ready? We have 2
Yeah.
submissions today. So, first one,
We can
this
go
is a
2 for
mystery
2.
runner.
Mystery
Mystery
runner.
runner.
That's what we're
So we're
going for.
guessing the 800 and the 1500 for mystery runner. Okay. 2 distances that we did well last week. I'll say that. We're better at the shorter stuff, but maybe that was a small sample size. We shall see. So how many workouts do we have from this runner?
We have 3 workouts
Okay.
and then a
Okay.
couple of photos. So, here's workout number 1.
All right. Workout number 1, 5 times 1K at 317 with 90 seconds recovery. Okay, so this is kind of like an over distance workout
Yeah, here's
for
a photo
them.
from the workout. I don't know if this is going to be helpful at all.
Well, so I would say that looks right about 317 pace, if I had to guess.
Very good. Very good.
All right. Let's keep going.
Okay, here's workout number 2.
Oof. Mile tempo in 520. 3 times 500, 300, and 200. Average was 128 for the 500, 50 for the 300, 31 for the 200, 60 seconds between reps. All right. Gordon, don't tell me what you're thinking, but how close are you to honing in on a guess?
Not close. I am.
Not.
See, here's. Okay, so he's not off the back. So that's a little hint. He's not struggling, right? He's able to stay with his teammates.
Yeah,
So that
true,
means
true.
he's gonna be in the range of.
Well, we don't know what level. This could be
Yeah, I know.
high
We
school
don't
or
know.
college, Division
Take
1,
any
Division
type of.
3. It could be on Newberry Park, and if you're in the middle of the pack there, you're pretty good. All right, we got one more workout.
All right, here's
Gordon
workout
is-
number 3.
Gordon is grasping right now.
I think I might.
Oh my goodness, this is not helpful. 5-mile tempo at 6:03 pace. All right, so his 800 is going to be at least faster than 3 minutes. We got that nailed down. All right,
I think I.
so we want to guess an 8 and a 15. Can you
Do we
go?
know the
Can you
age?
cycle?
We don't know age, right? That's cheating.
Yeah, no age. I can cycle through the workouts again.
Yeah, let's just do this
Yeah.
one more time.
What's that 1K
Five-
one?
317. So that's 310 pace is what 1550. And
That's
so
237 800s.
yeah. Okay, so you're narrowing it down. That's faster than 237. All right, what's the next?
Slower
This
than
one is
140.9.
this one is this one's the most helpful. But then you got that 500 there, which is just tricky. So people in the chat, you could put some guesses in. I don't have mine open. Maybe Gordon does.
All right. And
I'm
then-
gonna-
I'm not
all
gonna
right,
be able
I'm
to
gonna-
get the 15. I think I'm gonna get the 8.
All right. I'm gonna say 155.
I was gonna go slower. I was gonna say 157.
Okay, and then what do you have for the 1500?
4.
Yeah, I'll go
4 flat.
359,999 for me.
Oh, come on.
So-
All right. It's the same as me. All right. So yeah, 157, 4 flat, and we're both you're 359 and 155. All right.
I'm
what do we got?
155.
All right, ready for the reveal? Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not confident. Oh, wow.
Way off. I was close. I was thinking he can run faster. I know that.
20
because
So 204 and 426 in the 1500.
clearly he hates the distance stuff because he can run he can run faster.
Yeah.
He can break 2. He can break 2. That's gonna be an old PR. He'll break 2 in the next month.
Wait,
He
hold
should
on
be
a
a
second.
159 guy.
Yeah, hold on a second. So the 1500 was 426. So what's that? 443 mile pace?
Yeah, he can run faster than that.
Yeah,
That's, he's a 800-meter runner going. Yeah, he's going up and he doesn't like doing the 15. That's basically what I'm getting from that.
You win that round. I think I've noticed something about me because I'm such a kind soul. I think I'm guessing
I won't be
faster.
fast.
Yeah, well, and then I'm mad that I was off I made that guy 4 minutes slower last week. So I course
I was going
corrected
to say 159.
too far in the other direction. All right, next one. Here we go.
Here we go.
We'll
Tristan.
call 0 for 1. Tristan, 600 meter and a 400-meter hurdle. All right. I'm not feeling great about this.
All right, here's workout number 1.
600. I have to guess a 600-meter peak. So 114 seconds, a 229, 348, a 468, a 351, a 228, and 113. And the rest was you walked the amount that you ran. So if you ran 100, you walked 100. So 14, 29, 48, 68, 51, 28, 13.
It's a cool workout.
So Carson Warholm can do 400 hurdles in 45, and he ran 348. So he's slower than Warholm. Just using that to
It's a baseline.
be a marker
It's
here.
good to know.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there another
Right.
workout? Is that it?
There's
Please.
3 workouts and then a video for this one. So here's workout 2.
Ooh, video.
Video
This
helps.
video.
Number 2, 200s, 31, 31, 29, 28, 29, 27. Okay, so this is, for me, this is helpful for the 600, but we don't have rest amounts on this, which makes it tricky. Do we have any info on the rest, Colt?
Here is workout number 3.
No, not the rest of the workouts. I mean, the amount of rest that he took.
No.
No, okay. No,
Unfortunately, this is all we got.
All right. Number
Here's
3
number
then.
three.
I think
Yep.
okay.
200 meter. Okay. So he
5
ran
hurdles
200
at
meters
70.
over 5 hurdles at 70 to 90%. I love this. I love how far off we're going to be. All right.
That's all we get to know?
Wait, no times?
That's it. That's all I got.
He did a 70% effort. Oh, that's fair enough. All right.
Well, what was
That's-
70%?
I mean, that's
We're
somewhere
just painting
between
a picture.
Warhol
We're
and
painting the
Benjamin.
picture here, guys.
You know what? The video is going to save us.
Here's the video.
Well, the video is probably the 70%. Is this the 70%?
Okay. He's moving pretty good. Let's play that again. Let's play that one more time. Coming around a curve. He just came off one hurdle. So okay, so let's just start with the 600. Let's just start with the 600. Do you have a guess on the 600?
I think he's run 130.
Yeah, the thing that worries me about that, though, is he ran the 468 in that workout. That's what worries me. So I'll go 135. 400
And
hurdles?
then 400 hurdle. Like, I think he's a 2 flat 800 meter runner. I think everyone's a 2 flat 800 meter runner. That's like my
I know. That's,
default.
well, we just had a 204.
So yeah, then he's probably run the hurdles. Say 59. Let's give him that. 59 seconds in the hurdles, and then 130 in the 600. That's what I'm going with. Final answer.
So I'm gonna
Lock it in.
I'm gonna go 135 in the 6. I like your.
See, now you're overcompensating. You're like making everyone slow.
Well, no, the 68 worries me, right? That's what worries me in that. I mean, the
I'm gonna put
200s.
this back up if it's helpful. I don't know if this is helpful.
Yeah, this is super helpful. 5 hurdles. 61. 61 for the 400 hurdles, and then I'll
All
go
right.
135.
Reveal.
Oh, I was right on the 459, and I said 130. I guess you technically are closer because 135 is closer than 130 on that. But
Yeah,
we're pretty
okay.
close. Not bad.
I'm giving us a win on this one.
Win.
So Gordon thought you were a little faster. I thought you were a little slower, Tristan. But together, we're right in line with what you can do.
And I was 59 on the 400 hurdle. So
The video saved us, right?
yeah,
The video is what saved us. So thanks, Tristan, for writing in. That was a good segment. What do you think of the segment?
That
this
was
week?
good. We did good. I think we're getting better at this. Before we know it, we'll just be psychics and we'll know down to the 100th of a second.
We need to go into the soundproof booth though, and then write down our guesses. Although I think you and I look at this thing from a similar perspective because I have a number in my head, and then I don't want to agree with you, but I've been pretty close.
It's actually fun when I have a number and then you say something and I'm like, okay, thank God. I'm like,
I'm surprised with
thinking.
I mean, that's a tough 400 hurdles to get that close to 400 hurdles. Yeah, I was a few seconds.
It was
off,
all
but
the
it's
70 to 90% effort workout.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's 59.
How many hurdles? 5 hurdles.
2 over 200 meters. Yeah, it's definitely
That's
59.
That's known as the great predictor for 400-meter hurdles. Also, in high school, running 400-meter hurdles, a lot of states just do 300. All right, is it time for YouTube comments? Colt's busy today.
So, YouTube comments. So someone said, Brian said, Brazier will never be on the 4x4 team for Worlds. That notion is ludicrous. Even though our 400-meter talent is not near its all-time best, you would need to run 44.2 in the open 4 to make the 4x4 squad. Yeah, I mean, he's running 150 right now. They're not getting ready to put him on a 4x4. He was out there running 143s. There would be more of a case for it because you'd be like, all right, he's showing he's being world time in the 800. So, yeah. I mean, the only way he could do it, though, if he just finds a way to run the 400 at USA's and gets 8th, then he's on at least the mixed 4x4. So, never say never.
Yeah, you're a big, hey, they could run the 4x4 guy. You want to put everybody on a 4x4 who's not running the 400, whether it's Grant Holloway or Donovan Brazier. That's been your passion for years now. Doesn't matter.
Now I want to start putting. I think we could find a way to put whatever the women's 4x4. Like now, there's an argument now that Allison Felix is gone, and right, you still have Delilah, Sydney, and a thing, 3 non-400 meter runners.
Mm-hmm.
There are some other non-400 meter runners who could also now take that spot with Britton Wilson and Abby Steiner. So that'll be kind of wild. Again, because at least there was at least one athlete on that 4x4 at the Olympics that ran the 400. Yeah. If you now throw in an Abby or a Britton Wilson, now we'll have all 4, none of them in the open 4. Be kind of wild.
I have to think someone's going to break through in that women's 4 eventually. It's got to happen. Same thing with the men's 400. There's going to be another guy. Like if Curley doesn't run, I guess the pick would be, some combination of Cherry, Norman, and Ross. But Cherry's got the bye, so then you'd need another person there. I have to believe there's going to be somebody who is a little bit off the radar right now or who runs really well in NCAAs who were like, oh, okay, that's the person. That's the hot hand right now. But, yeah, I just think you got to take care of your individual event before you start thinking about a relay, and I think it was always a bit of a long shot, especially because you have to prove yourself to do it. You can't just say, hey, I did this time in college 3 years ago. So the idea that he was going to ever run a 400 at USA's or late enough in the season to where you get a fast enough time to then get added on, I thought was always a long shot. And now, I think I agree with the commenter because there's just so much depth you have to overcome in the US. If it was a different country, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Next comment. Kevin, can you take that clock thing off? Cole, I can't see the comment. Is there a way to take the clock thing off? I know people can't see that. This is about the. I know, but I can't. This is from Wendigo. Kevin, you bungled this royally about the. Oh, this is the Julian Alfred. Was it Windater? Yeah. No. I listen. You know who said that he bungled it? Me in the middle of that segment in the video. I said, "Hey, I screwed this one up completely because I had said in the previous segment that Melissa Jefferson had the fastest wind-aided time, and then the very next segment, I said, wait a minute, that's not right. Julian Alfred's time was wind legal. And then I went on the T-First thing, and I said, why isn't this one here? And you said, well, that's because the other one was faster because they count.
You just messed up. You just messed up again just now. You just said that Melissa Jefferson had the fastest wind-aided time.
Wind legal
time. It wasn't wind-aided. Yeah, so it's like you're bungling up the unbungling.
The cleanup. Yeah. Cleanup in aisle Kevin, and then I screwed it up again. But it was confusing. Again, I blame the descending order list. No. Should they include those times in there? I guess you have to.
They include it up to plus 4.0.
Yeah. Wonder how they decided that.
I don't know. Flip the coin.
Yeah.
And it landed on the heads 4 times. So, all right, 4.0. There you go.
I admit I screwed it up. I apologize. I issued a correction immediately. Hey, it's not as bad as Gordon saying Matthew Bowling had never won an NCAA title. That was definitely worse. So let's just keep things in perspective.
No one remembers the indoor 2021 championships because
I do.
It was weird. It was happening at Cross. I wasn't there, so it doesn't count. Yeah, if I'm not at the meet, it doesn't count since 2014. That's the rules. All right. I don't write them. Those are just the rules.
We got 3 more to get to.
What the hell is a rabbit? Never seen where someone just quits, but I don't really watch it. Interesting. Big womp. First of all, Big Womp, great name. Also, welcome to track and field. I appreciate you
What the hell is a rabbit?
trying to learn what a rabbit is. What is a rabbit? I don't know. The idea of a rabbit is it? It's like,
So the race he was commenting on, I think rabbit was in the title because there was 2 races. Yeah, bizarre double rabbit. So you had the person who was there, we all knew was a pacer, but you don't typically see 2 pacers in an 800. 15 maybe on some really high level races. You see it 5,000, yeah. But 800 to have someone in there that apparently nobody else in the field knew was a rabbit, because remember when Yanni went around him, if he knew he was a rabbit, I think he would have stepped off to the inside, or at least waited and then gone on the inside. So I don't think anybody knew what the heck was going on in that race. But yeah, that is a rabbit. Big Womp.
why do they call it a rabbit? Do we know?
I think it's a horse racing callback, right? Because they have or not. Sorry, is it?
It's
for like
dog
dog-
racing. It's a
dog
racing
sorry.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
There's
okay.
a little mechanical rabbit that the dogs would chase.
Dog horse.
They should do that. They should. I know we have this whole wave light technology. They need to bring out old school style mechanical rabbit attached to like a giant piece of metal that's attached to the track, and it just swings around. That'd be freaking awesome. Screw Legend, the mascot. I want a mechanical rabbit at track meet.
There you go. Don't say that about Legend. We're trying to meet Legend.
All right, sorry,
have to
Legend.
get on
We're trying to get you on
Legend's-
the pod.
Legends. What would be the first question you'd ask to Legend?
Do you think Legend? I'll ask him. Are you on any dating apps?
I'd be like,
is there like
Chez at the
is there a
Bowerman?
mascot only? Ches Bowerman. It's gonna be Ches inside the mascot. That'd be great.
That'd be cool. All right,
He
next
should
one.
pull off a heist and steal the Bowerman. Another comment from Chill Regular. Great name. Knighton isn't ready yet. I think he peaked early and is gonna choke in the end. Ooh.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa.
What evidence do we
Talk
have?
about.
What evidence do we have that he's gonna do that? All he did
Well, what? Hold on. What evidence does he have? What evidence do we not have?
last
Go
year.
both ways.
Last year, he
Yeah, but-
made the team and went and got 4th. He ran up to his ability in both races. He does that again this year. I think Chill Regular is not giving Knight enough credit. I'll say that. Would you be
he's-
surprised if Ari Knight
Hey.
if Ari Knight ends up winning the title? Would you be surprised? Would you be surprised?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be like, holy shit, that just happened type surprised. Like impressed and like, wow, we're witnessing something amazing type surprise. But I wouldn't
Yeah.
be like, who is this guy?
But look-
we're like, oh yeah, it makes sense, but it's still gonna be surprising.
Take any other event though. Take the 4th place person from the Olympics and then fast forward them into 2022, and they run an all-time mark that's much faster than anybody else's run in the year. In any other event, you'd probably be, hey, that's the favorite.
Not all events.
If who got? I'm trying to think of who got 4th. That's really a hard exercise.
I could maybe not even that. I could say what. So you're saying every? How about this to make it simple? Every bronze medalist
Not literally every
could
event,
win.
but
Because look at the marathon.
I guess you have to.
I don't think Molly Seidel's going to win like gold.
Well, I guess you have to look at the fact that he ran faster than any of his contemporaries have run. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Obviously, Blake's run faster, but because if you take 4th place from the 100, the 200, they still have to compete against Elaine Thompson, hurrah. But Knighton's time puts him with, one person who's barely making finals at this point in his career, and then Bolt, Michael Johnson, who are both retired. So from that perspective is what I'm saying. I think we sometimes overthink this stuff, but again, not a shoe-in.
I underthink.
Not a shoo-in.
I underthink a lot. I never overthink. I just underthink.
We got one more, Colt.
This is from Gold Canine. This was posted on Sunday, 5/16. This season is boring, to be honest. No real matchup has happened. This is in response to Christian Coleman running in the Tokyo time around no one. I mean, you're not wrong. He's also not right, if that can make any sense. I think there's been some exciting things that have happened so far. I mean, the Coleman versus Jacobs in the 60 indoors was not boring. That was pretty exciting. But I will say it hasn't been banger after banger after banger. But I also think we still have a chance to get the bangers. I think it's
Yeah.
in a weird way, it feels like it's late in the season. It's also kind of early, right? There's only been one Diamond League so far.
Right.
I mean, people are going to be running all the way through September. So I think the bangers are going to come. Obviously, the most of the bangers are going to be really truncated in NCAA, USA, Worlds, and Europeans, right? That's going to be where all the major bangers are going to be. But you're not wrong, but you're also not right because it's like getting upset that it's like comparing where's the game 7 in October for an NBA game. It's like, guys, it's early season. You're going to get a couple highlights, couple dunks, couple fun blowouts and comebacks, but the real season starts later in the year, and I think the same thing for track.
I think, is he talking, or just comments, are they talking specifically about the 100? Is that how you're responding to it, or just track in general?
I'm assuming track in general, but then I'm putting it through the eyes of the sprints.
Well, let's talk about the 100. If Marcel Jacobs doesn't get food poisoning, then we would have seen gold versus silver, and then throwing in Omanyala in there.
Yeah.
In 2 days, right, we're going to see Bromell versus Omanyala versus DeGrasse. So you're getting a lot of the top 10 competing against each other. And then you have pre coming up at the end of the month, which is everybody. Basically, it's a pre-World Championships. And think about the previous era. Think about the Bolt era. Was there any chance that we would see Bolt and Blake compete outside of the Jamaican Championships? I mean, it was a very low probability. Bolt and Gatlin, you go down through the line. So this is obviously a different era where more of these athletes are racing against each other. And then even if you just want to stick to the women's side of things for the 100, you're going to see, Fraser Price ran against Mboma. Elaine Thompson-Herah is going to run against Gabby Thomas and Dina Asher-Smith. Like, there's not this whole ducking thing going on.
Yeah.
And if they are, it's a little bit more low key, and there's so many other people that can fill their spot. It's not a deal. The 100 is not relying on one person being there to know anything about the event. And I think it's a different type of event because of it. And in some ways it ends up being more interesting for people just day in, day out watching track. Obviously it doesn't have that high of peak without someone as big as Bolt in it. But it's been about what I've expected so far. But I'm with you. I think it's gonna pick up and it's gonna be good because I don't think the incentives aren't gonna be in line for people to duck. The incentives are gonna be for them to race each other.
Email the show. Leave more YouTube comments. We want to guess your PR. FloTrackPodcast@gmail.com. Like, subscribe. We want to get to 5,000. We want to get to 15,000 subscribers. I think we're at 14,000 right now. So there's just 1,000 of you. Just do one little thing and click the like button and subscribe button. That'll be great. And join. We'll do our bonus pods for you. So
yeah,
a lot of things going on. We're excited. This weekend, Diamond League will be doing a pod live after the Diamond League on Saturday, but we'll also do a preview show on Friday morning, 9 a.m. Thanks for listening. Kevin, any last words?
No, thanks again for letting me use your house. Thanks to Colt and Travis for producing. Yeah, Friday we'll have Internet Coach, so we can email in, same email address, FloTrackPodcast@gmail.com. If you want Gordon's coaching advice, and then we'll preview the second Diamond League meet of the year. I guess we will. Do you have any food in here, Gordon? In your house?
Oh boy, we can talk about. No, I don't have any food.
Anybody want a tour of Gordon's fridge?
No, we don't want to tour Gordon's fridge.
If we get to 15,000 subscribers, you get a tour of Gordon's fridge.
Don't say that. I mean, my fridge is not that entertaining. It's actually kind of yeah. We don't look at my fridge.
That's what makes it entertaining. I know we're not to 15,000 yet. That was my YouTuber impression.
The condiment/drink to food ratio is very high. The only thing in my fridge is drinks and condiments.
How many days a week do you cook? How many days a week do you cook?
0.5. 0.75.
Wow. And then you order out or go out to eat every other time?
Yeah, I don't go out to eat. I don't go fine dining and sit down at a restaurant and be like, oh,
I
thank
don't know.
you.
Wait. Hold
No,
on.
I mean, I also like, I can order something and then eat it over 2-day period. Like I ordered a pizza
I see it.
2 days
It's
ago.
still out there.
No,
The
it's empty.
box
It's an
is-
empty box, but it was a big 18-inch
Yeah.
pizza, and that lasted 3 meals. That lasted for lunch, dinner one day, and then lunch the next. So that's like, all right, 3 meals in one thing like that.
Hold on. Colt, chime in here. Are you surprised
Yeah.
by